Do you want to start with this rumor that came out? Maybe not rumor, but like report, I guess, that came out like minutes before we were ready to go on live here.
Yeah, so most of the episode we're going to get on, I mean, the topic lose parting gifts, because there's kind of like a few looped into that. And we just had, wanted to hit on that again, and then we'll do your questions. A lot of questions today, so we're excited to get into that. But yeah, according to David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period, the San Jose Sharks are trying to trade up from pick number 2 to the number 1 pick so that they can take defenseman Matthew Schaefer, which that's not a surprise that the Sharks are interested, right? Like, I feel like that was one of the worst kept secrets around the NHL for a little bit, is they really wanted to add another defenseman to that prospect pool. I think we obviously talked about after the Matthew Darche press conference, he seems pretty dead set on sticking and picking, but someone would have to blow him away. What was your reaction when you saw this tonight?
I mean, like, obviously, right? As you said, why wouldn't they? They want Schaefer. They've got their elite offensive talent. They even got a goalie now in Yaskarov. They just need more puck-moving defensemen. They've got one in Sam Dickinson, which is like phenomenal. 31 points in the playoffs, 91 points in 55 games for London with 29 goals at 6'3", 209. Like, this is not a small kid who's just lighting out the league because he's faster than and older than everyone. He's 18, killing it. 11th overall pick last year. But they want someone better than that, which is wild to us. But anyways, obviously they want Schaefer. It's going to be like, how big of a package does it take to knock our socks off?
I was going to say, like, Sam Dickinson's an awesome prospect. And if they want Matthew Schaefer, like, I want Sam Dickinson in the trade for this number 1 pick. Like, when I made the video after the Islanders won the lottery, there was 2 reasons why I picked the Sharks. One, because there was the rumblings for a while that they were interested in Matthew Schaefer. But number 2, there was someone that I wanted in return in Sam Dickinson. I know he was taken 11th overall in last year's draft, and it's not like a number 1 pick, but this is a really, really damn good defensive prospect who, like you said, has the size, has the speed. I think would be a number 1 defenseman. And then it's kind of like you get to have your cake and eat it too, or whatever the line is, right? Where you get, if you move down a spot, they take Schaefer fine, but you get an awesome defensive prospect who's probably just about ready to make the jump to the NHL at 19 years old. And Michael Misa on top of that too. Plus whatever else it would take, right? Because we were saying it's got to be blow your socks off. You put this in Discord. So if anyone listening to this isn't in the Discord for whatever reason, make sure you sign up. I think everyone listening to this is. But I immediately went, well, the 2nd overall on Sam Dickinson, and then whatever else after that.
Yeah, and the point that you made about him being NHL ready, I think, is the big one. Because at least for me, right? We all know my gripes, and I think that's a strong word, but it's the one I'm going to use when it comes to Matthew Schaefer. He's one of the younger players in the draft, and we didn't really get to see him much this year. We got 17 games from him, 16 according to some. I guess he played the 17th but got injured, so you got that. And whatever he played at the Worlds, I think, or not the Worlds, the World Junior Championships, which was, I think, 7 games he played for Team Canada. So all in all, like, let's say 20 games, we didn't see a whole lot. Is he NHL ready tomorrow? Probably, but there's a question there. With Sam Dickinson, there's no question. He is NHL ready. The next year, the jump is to the NHL for Sam Dickinson. So you've got a guy, if you trade back 1 spot, you've got that defenseman that you want that's NHL ready and putting up massive numbers. You know him very well because you're already scouting London. You got Jesse Nurmi right there already playing. So you know everything you need to know about this kid if you haven't already figured it out by now. And then, as you're saying, you get more. You get more. You still get your 2nd overall that you can take Misa scoring 62 goals in 65 games, and probably a little bit more than that.
Exactly. So, and that's what it really all goes back to, right? Is Matthew Darche's comments from this press conference. And I don't think either of us are sitting here today saying, yeah, the most likely scenario is the Sharks are going to trade up to the number 1 pick. That's what's going to happen here. In all likelihood, that's not the case. In all likelihood, Matthew Darche is going to make his pick number 1 overall. That's what I expect to happen. But the caveat that he gave was that it would have to be a package that knocks our socks off, to use his words. So it would take a lot. I think it's intriguing. I understand why there's a lot of fans who are open to the trade back possibility, but it's very, very hard to actually put that into practice.
Absolutely, 100%. Like, what are the odds that you give it happening in terms of percentages? The percentage that they actually trade back with the Sharks. Is it single digits or more?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like less than 5%, like 3% chance.
Exactly. I was at 5 just to give it a round number type of thing.
It's probably, it's like, that might even be, I was gonna say 97% chance they make the pick number 1 overall, and then like 3% it's a trade. And if it is a trade, I think it would be with the Sharks. But again, we're talking microscopic percentages on the pie chart here.
Absolutely, because I think the only reason it's even within single digits is because it's the Sharks, and they have that prospect pool to knock our socks off, whereas other teams don't. Like the Utah Mammoth, no, I know they're not necessarily in line, but like I don't think they've got enough for us to be like, whoa, well, they might be one of the other teams. Nashville's the one that is like, no, they've got nothing for us to that where they can move up to first overall.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.